Bam, bam, bam. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And there's so much stuff going on in Chicago on the weekends. I'm surprised you're even watching the show today with with the White Sox playing tonight and the Aaron Waters show, and most important, Ron Onesti's Italian Fest, which started last night to a big success. Tonight will be there. Tony Ocean and the main event band will hit that main stage at exactly 8:30. So I hope you guys can all come out and enjoy the show with the main event band. That's an 8:30 hit on the main stage. A lot going on. Also, the second part of the show, my good friend Wendy Thompson will be back from Imperialux, Becoming Your Own Bank. And she also plays Marilyn Monroe in our upcoming show coming up on August 29th at the Taste of Melrose Park. So it's Ocean's Pit. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military, and let's not forget those veterans who fought for our country. Showtime here on Friday, August 15th. Let's go to work. Ho, everybody. Welcome. It's a great weekend coming up. Boy, it's Friday. It's hot, and we're having a great afternoon here on Ocean's Pit. A little show about big things. We're brought to you by our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Let's not forget Ace quick minute update on grub worms. That's right. Be advised, they're lurking in your yards right now. Those end of the summer hot days when it's damp and cool at night, that's when they come up and they nibble on the roots of your grass until they eat all the roots and the grass is dead. Well, at the JRC Ace Hardware, a group, we stay on top of them in their tracks, giving them a dousing of the broad advanced Grub Killer Plus. Available in all 7 locations, kills grubs in just 24 hours. That's our friends from Ace Hardware. We're telling you how to do that stuff for the gardens, helping you, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods, folks. Great thing to have. And don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off with a lot more good stuff going on. How about Ace Rewards members save $3 on select mason jars for all your canning and preserving needs as your harvest summer garden. Buy select Milwaukee power tools and get a free Milwaukee battery, $169 value. How about this one, folks? 2 for $18 on a 20-pound bag of wild bird food. Ace has you covered. That's right, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. So much to talk about, so much stuff going on today. And what do we start? I'm going to tell you exactly where we start. Tavern on the Point last night. What a big success. Now, usually we play downstairs in the winter and summer months, or sometimes we play upstairs if they don't have a private party. But yesterday, the weather was perfect. We were out on the patio outside last night, folks. It was a great turnout, packed house. I want to thank Cousin Tommy kicking off over there, Carlo, Gabriella, thank you, Carol and Gina and Nina and Michael. And all you guys, Ross, and all you guys for coming out up there, folks. It was great seeing Joe and Luann. John Leonardi, Vice President of the Italian Sports Hall of Fame. Marty Malarkey from McCormick Place. It was a great turnout. Michelle the Rock. She was right. Michelle Rocco showed up. It was great to see her, my good friend from high school. So it was a great crowd. And, of course, Jerry Jams, my friend Linda, too, out there. Jerry celebrating a little bit of his birthday, continuing the party going for Jerry Jams. So I want to thank John and the staff, everybody at Tavern on the Point. And, of course, you guys were just a great night last night. So thank you so much for that. Again, tonight is the Taylor Street Italian Fest on the main stage. That's going to be at 8:30. And tomorrow we are. I have two shows tomorrow. This is how crazy my schedule is, folks. Here's how crazy my schedule is. You know, I'm nuts. Tomorrow I have a wedding shower from 12 to 2 at the Speakeasy in St. Charles. Me and Daryl Armenstadt, the professor. Then I turn around and get in my car and I drive 3 hours to Green Lake, Wisconsin for another event with Double T Tony Toto. So crazy tomorrow. But tonight, let me tell you about the main event band. It's going to be Regina Karma, Lisa P., two great female singers, of course, in Chicago, Daryl Armenstadt, the professor, Danny Raimondi, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Taylor Street Italian Fest. Also, yesterday, we're going to have Wendy on, like I said, about 12:45. Wendy Thompson, of course, from Imperialux. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. And also, we had our twin daughters' birthday parties yesterday at the house. And I'm only here for about a half hour, then I had to leave. But again, happy birthday to Nina and Marissa. I love you both. They had a great time. So it was a lot of fun. And, you know, that's what happens when you're busy doing all the stuff that we're doing. Ryan State, Wisconsin flooding damage. Yeah, can. We'll talk a little bit about that, Rose. Thank you, Rose. Great seeing you and your sister last night along with Michelle Rocco. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll get you on that cruise, Rose. Maybe we'll get you on that cruise, Rose. Woo-woo. Ryan Lewis, yeah. Anyway, you're watching today, folks. And let's talk about a couple things, right? The Wisconsin horrible floods, and it was happening during the Wisconsin State Fair in Milwaukee, horrible as it was. They did cancel the state fair, and prayers. You know what? When it comes to stuff like that, man, you never know what's going to happen with the floods. And, by the water, it's going to happen. As much as we love it, it's going to happen. Florida with the tornadoes, it's going to happen. Hurricanes, it's going to happen. Just crazy. Also, about the last couple of weeks ago, Villaggio, a great Italian restaurant in Roselle off of Lake Street, Berto and his staff do a fundraiser for the Laurie's Home Foundation, and a lot of Chicago entertainers donate their time. I was proud to kick off that night before I had another gig I had to do, but they raised over $24,000 for Laurie's Kids Foundation. That's because of you people who bought that ticket to the shows, and that is pretty cool, man. And it's a good thing because it goes for kids, which is very, very important. It's for the kids. You know what I mean? Also, you got the Aaron Waters show going on. You got the White Sox playing tonight. A lot of stuff happening if you're going downtown. Now, the Aaron Waters show ends at 3 o'clock. So if you're going down to Taylor Street, let's just be careful because traffic's going to be a bitch. But when you get there, the Italian food, the entertainment, everything that they got going on those 4, 5, 6 blocks, 7 blocks is going to be the best Italian fest anywhere in the Midwest. It's that good. Ron Onesti's doing it again. And the fest is not only started yesterday, it goes through Sunday. We're just there tonight so I'm excited about that. I'm looking at all this other stuff that's crazy right now. First of all, 60 years ago today, actually it's happening tonight. I think it's the New York Mets are going to do a celebration of the Beatles when they performed at Shea Stadium 60 years ago. So they're giving away some sort of Beatle gift or something at the New York Mets game. So if you're lucky to be there, man, that's going to be very, very cool. Karen, how you doing? Well, Rose, you call my friend Mary, and we're going to give you the information and tell her Tony O sent you so you get that special deal. Because Marriott Sox aren't playing. They're actually going to have a team that's going to sell out the stadium. Oh, that's right. The Savannah. Thank you, Richard. The Savannah Bananas are playing, which is actually going to sell out the stadium that the White Sox can't, even though I like the White Sox. Anyway, let's talk about a couple other things. Let's talk about real estate at its finest, folks. That's Mary Grievous, folks. That's right. Don't just call her when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact her when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. She's available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. That's right. It's that simple. Give her a call at 630-688-1725 or go to mgrievous at starkre.com. And also, if you're talking about real estate, then you got to talk about Mary with NTD Vacations. Take this number down, folks, at 630-688-1725. Ask for Mary. Tell her Tony O sent you, folks, or go to chicagomusiccruise.com and put in Tony Ocean. But better to give Mary a call because she'll give you all the details. Because what's going to be happening, folks, is the MSC World America. It's a brand new ship owned by an Italian family, independently owned. It's going to be Seventh Heaven and Tony Ocean in the main event band, folks. It's January 17th through January 25, 2026. It's 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. We're going to start off in Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay, which is a private island owned by World America. It's going to be a lot of fun. 7 nights with Tony O and, of course, I think the number one band in the city of Chicago, Seventh Heaven. Going to be a lot of fun. Call Mary, 630-688-1725. Even Wendy Thompson will be there doing either Marilyn or Brittany. I know she's going to be there, so that's going to be a lot of fun, too. A lot of fun. Speaking of Wendy, she'll be joining us at about 12:45 right after the weather there. All right, so what else we got here, folks? Beth Bed and Beyond. Why I'm talking about these old stores and stuff, all these old establishments, because it reminded me of when I was younger. Remind me when you have all these great stores, and then all of a sudden things just closing and they're ending up and everything is changing, right? But they're coming back. Beth Bed and Beyond is going to be coming back. So after being bankrupt, I guess, all those years, they're going to come back and bring it back again, which I think that's kind of cool. I think that's important. How about this, folks? 2020, of course, 9/11. Excuse me, not 2020, 9/11. We're talking about when the planes hit the Twin Towers in New York. They just recently found, you hear about this? 3 additional victims from the 9/11 attacks. 24 years later, 3 other victims have been found. Just crazy. It's just horrible to hear stuff like that. It just drives me nuts. Crazy. Brooke Hogan, the daughter of Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan. If you guys know, I love wrestling, and I still do. I watched AEW on Wednesdays. I watch Raw. I watch SmackDown. I watch the WWE. I was never a Hulk Hogan fan. I was always Rick Rude, Bobby Heenan, all the bad guys. King Kong, anybody that can beat the hell out of Hogan, that's who I liked. But when Hulk Hogan turned Hollywood Hogan and became a bad guy and went to the NWO with the WCW, that's when I liked Hulk Hogan. But of course, now this daughter is saying that the doctors gave him the wrong medicine, and that's why her father has passed away. You know how many times I hear those stories, folks, about the doctors gave him the wrong medication? Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm sure we're going to find more information about that. But this is what the family is saying right now. Interesting stuff, folks. Starbucks coffee, whether you like it or not. Yeah, $20 for a cup of coffee is a little crazy to me. I won't buy it. I won't spend it. But a lot of people do like that company. But here's something, folks. When there's somebody out there, and I think this guy might have a point. I know sometimes, Daryl, I'll see you tonight and tomorrow, buddy, the professor. Marion, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, Ryan. Anyway, like with the guy at McDonald's, was it, or Burger King? I forgot what it was, when they had the hot cup of coffee and the guy spilled it on his lap and he got major burns and he ended up suing McDonald's for I don't know how many millions of dollars. Is it carelessness on the person that did not put the cap on right? Or we don't know that story, but the guy won. Now there's a gentleman right now suing Starbucks because they said for the money they pay for these Carmi Macchiatos or Ricky Ricardos or whatever they are, these drinks that people order, and they order them by crazy. There's lines of people that drink this stuff. They said they put so much ice in and they put less of the actual coffee, the product. And he thinks that he's paying too much money. So he's suing Starbucks because he says that they're putting less liquid and more ice. Now, I don't know if he's going to win this case. They might just write him a check just to shut him up, but I don't know. So Starbucks being sued. Too much ice in my iced coffee. Not enough drink was his quote for the money I paid. And we all know that Starbucks is pretty expensive if you go there. So we will see what happens with that. Derek, how are you doing? Welcome to Ocean's Pit. A little show about big things here on Friday, the 15th of August. Bears, the Chicago Bears. You've seen them on preseason. Sorry, they don't do nothing for me. But we'll test it on the very first games coming up. Going to be September 8th. It's going to be Monday Night Football. That's right, the Chicago Bears. Let me do it like Howard. Hello, Howard Cosell. Here I am, folks. That's right, the NFL will be starting, folks. September 8th, the Windy City Chicago Bears will go against the Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings, on Monday Night Football. Should be interesting to see that game. Also, the Bears, again, talking about definitely making their plans in the future, are moving to Arlington Heights. We talked about that before. That's a whole show in itself. And, of course, right now, the Bears are worth $8.8 billion. Right now. And I forgot what the price was. But if they go to a dome, if they go to Arlington Heights and they get a dome where they can have concerts and play the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bears will never be in it, but some other team will be in the Super Bowl in Arlington Heights. I can see it's got to double their price. I think it's going to be a lot. All you need to do is tell Starbucks no ice or little ice. Good point there, David. Good point. You're right. You just figure, hey, guys, not so much ice. But some people just say, hey, iced coffee. They don't think about that. Should they think about it? Should they not have to think about it? Iced coffee? I don't know. When you ask for ice cream, you want to make sure it's ice cream, right? Ice in another cup. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of ways of getting around it. You're absolutely right. So I don't know what's going to happen with this lawsuit. But anyway, with the Bears, like I said, $8.8 billion they're worth right now. When they get that dome and when they can do that, it's going to double that price for the Chicago Bears. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Interesting. Remember the great Rainforest Cafe? I remember when that first came out in 2009, I think it was, or the one in the city. I remember the one in Woodfield. I don't even know if the one in Woodfield is still there. Woodfield, the shopping mall in Schaumburg. I'm not even sure if it's still there. But the one in the city was really kind of cool. It's closing down, folks. This year it's going to be a pot dispensary. Why not? Another restaurant from our childhood or from when we were younger, gone, closed, gone. The new kids don't want to go to the Rainforest Cafe. It was a big deal when we were kids. It was cool seeing the fish tank and all the animals, the insects, whatever the shit they had in there. It was cool. But the new generation, they don't want that stuff. That's not interesting to them. But let's order some pot instead. That's important to the younger generation. Marion Laura's doing fantastic. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Carol Minotti. I hope you guys, Lori Stevens. I hope you and Franny are doing well. Yeah, so Rainforest Cafe closing downtown, turning into a pot dispensary. Sure, why not? It's one day after another. Hey, folks, how cool is this? For all you Patrick Kane fans, of course, former Chicago Blackhawk, actually August 8th, which was last week, they declared it Patrick Kane Day to respect to the Blackhawks and Patrick Kane. Pretty very cool. Very, very cool. Our prayers, according to ABC News, 5 soldiers at Fort Stewart were gunned down by assault killer, a shootist by himself. Of course, he was caught. Our prayers go out to even in a camp where soldiers are. They got to be worried. Horrible. We were just talking about football, folks. And this is interesting. Billy Houghton, Howton. I don't know how many people have heard of this guy, but you know, he was the oldest living NFL football player. He just died at the age of 95 years old. Billy Houghton, the oldest known NFL player that was still alive up to a couple days ago, died at the age of 95 years old. People are trying to invent the wheel, coming up with different flavors of smoothies. They've got all kind of smoothies now. I'm not much of a smoothie guy. If I drink it every now and then, a lot of people live off this stuff. Have you heard about this? Heinz. Heinz makes ketchup. Heinz and Smoothie King are combining right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Heinz Corporation and Smoothie King Corporation are combining a brand new smoothie, a ketchup smoothie, folks. And that's what I mean. Give it to the Americans and they will try it. They will buy it. They will spend money to buy a ketchup smoothie. Give the Americans McRibs from McDonald's, which is actually McShit, and the Americans will pay for it and they will eat it. Give the bottled water that said Evian from the mountains, from the elves in the mountains somewhere in Venice or Rome, wherever they were, the mountains somewhere in the Alps of Alaska, wherever they were, Evian. It was made by the monks or made by the elves, whatever it was, and you charge $9 for water, and Americans would pay it. And when you took Evian and you spelled it backwards, it was naive. The French knew exactly what to do. Give it to the Americans. They will pay for it. Smoothie ketchup. A ketchup smoothie. They have ice cream coming out now. Baby breast milk flavored ice cream. Only in America, folks, and a pizza can get to your house quicker than the ambulance. Or ambulance, depends on how you speak or how you pronounce it. Nina, it was great seeing you last night. Thank you so much. You and Mike Pappas and Ross and everybody, Carol and Lisa, cousin Tommy, Carlo, Gabriella. Thank you all last night. Great pictures too, Nina. Thank you. Dick said, Alderman, how you doing, sir? Here's your pen and give my happy birthday to your son, Scott. Scott Sayed, celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Scott Sayed. All right, so right there you go. Run out and get your Heinz ketchup smoothie. See how many Americans will go out and do that. Weddings. Most of us have had one. Some have had more than one. Some of us had more than two. Some of us even had more than three. But anyway, in general, folks, when people decide to get married, an average wedding in the United States of America costs you about $35,000. That's an average wedding. And you're paying $35,000, ladies and gentlemen. Can you get this? $35,000 for 6 hours. $35,000 for 6 hours when people are getting married these day and age. 45% of people that married end up being in debt when they're married after that wedding. 45% of the people that are married after coming up with $35,000 for 6 hours are in debt. These new honeymooners, new married couples. Is that crazy? Wow. That's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. It really is. Excuse me. All right. Now, we'll be back on Monday, folks, but Sunday, after we do our show, like I said, tonight we're at Taylor Street Italian Fest. Tomorrow we're at the Spring Lake or Green Lake Yacht Club doing a party there tomorrow night. But during the day, I'm at the Speakeasy for a wedding shower. So busy day tomorrow. Sunday morning, we get up and we drive to Eagle River, Wisconsin, St. Germain, to do some fishing and relaxing for 3 days, me and Carlo. And So Monday we'll be back and we'll be doing the show from St. Germain, Wisconsin. Also, so it'll be a lot of fun. Your birthday is Sunday, so happy early birthday to my buddy Dennis Lauserly from Lake City, from Wisconsin. Happy birthday, Dennis. All right, Elon Musk, whether you like him or not, billionaire, Tesla, etc., etc., etc. He built a compound because he has 11 children with 3 different wives. So this compound that he built is for all the 3 wives to live next door to each other. So all the kids can be next to each other. Pretty smart thing if you think about it. If all the wives and everybody get along, and I'm sure with his situation, with the money he has and the prenups and all that stuff probably that he had, I'm thinking that, hey, they built a compound, and so all the kids can be together, all the 11 kids with the 3 moms, and he lives there too. He lives in the area too. Not a bad idea if you think about it. If you're all on good terms and you want to stay close to your kids, I think it's a fantastic idea. I don't know how many people can actually do it, but it's not a bad idea. So kudos to Elon Musk for coming up with that. That's kind of cool. We were talking about weddings, and like I said, the average wedding costs people that get married now $35,000 for 6 hours. How about Mary Jacks and Steve Lyer? They're big shots with money, but what they're doing now for their wedding is it's a 3-day away wedding. So they have to go to Idaho to have this wedding for 3 days. They're charging their guests, if you're going for the 1 day, it's a $57 to get in the wedding. There's no invitations. If you're invited, there's no envelopes. What they want is $57 a day if you're going that each day, or if you are spending the time for a 3-day ceremony there, for 3 days party, you're looking at $10,000. So $10,000 will get to 3 days, and the money, whatever is going to split after they pay off the wedding and everything like that. The rest of the money is going to go to charity. So imagine if say you had a guy who had money or in a big compound somewhere in Hawaii, Maui, just say, Elba, what's up, my brother? And you got to, $55 a day to go to the wedding, or you pay, for 3 days or whatever it is, $10,000 a day, whatever it is. I mean, some people are saying, forget the gifts, forget the envelopes. Still, you still got to pay for the wedding. But these guys are rich as it is. They have money already. They're going to see whatever they can do, pay off the wedding, pay off the 3-day resort, pay off the food, whatever the hell it is. And their extra money that they have is going to go to their favorite charity. Whatever floats your boat. And I guess if you're friends with these guys, you're probably paying for it. You're probably paying for it. You're going to say, hey, why not? I'll do it. Makes sense. I'll tell you something that makes sense. And it's worth every penny. Jack Vena Landscaping. That's what I'm talking about. Jack Vena Landscaping. When you're looking for someone to do the yards in your home, it's important to get the right company to do it. And Jack Vena is the company. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring bed front cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, installation, and they've been servicing the northern Illinois area for over 50 years. That's a lot, baby. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266 and tell him Tony O sent you. Jack Vena Landscaping. You can't beat it, folks. It's a good company. They take care of all your needs. And don't forget our good friends, if you're looking for a lawyer and an honest lawyer and a good lawyer that will get the job done, McCampbell Law Group, Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. Give my buddy Roy a call at 708-275-4264. and tell them Tony O sent you. And my good buddy Anthony and Carmela from Trico Hair Experts. Doing it right with Trico. That's right. Give them a call at 773-999-7888. Get rid of the sprays. Get rid of the hats. Get rid of the hats with the fake hair. Trico is the place that you need to use. Trico. Tell them Tony O sent you. Here we are, folks. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Friday, August 15th. And I don't know. I'm just tired. That's probably what it is. I'm just tired. At 11 and another 10 minutes, folks, we got the great Wendy Thompson that will be joining us, talking about Imperialux and talking about what the shows that she's coming up when she does Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe. So that'll be very cool to see Wendy coming on very shortly. In the meantime, sorry, I got a little congestion going on here. Surprising truths about men. Now, men out there, if I give you this list here, you're going to ask yourself if this is true. You're being direct, Elaine, your reception is good. Yes, this is the new studio, folks. We just haven't fixed the background yet, but now we are actually in the modem right next to the cable, the thing. So this is it. This is the new studio, and everything is going to be sounding really good. All right, surprising truths of men. Men that are watching, let me know if you think this is true. Number 7. We'll start the top 7. Linda Siegel, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day. A man's partner's pleasure is important to him. Number 6, men take commitment seriously. I don't know if this deals with every man. This is just surprising truths about men. 7, surprising truths. I'm watching and thank you, Ron. I appreciate it very much. There's Jerry Jams getting a hangover from his birthday last night and birthday cake. We will see you tonight. Okay, number 5, when a man calls you every day, he is in love. Number 4, men let go of negative experiences faster than women, an average. Yeah, maybe so. To the average guy, I think, we get pissed off for like an hour after a couple of fuck yous. After that, we're okay. Women will hold on to it for 3 or 4 days. I think that's true. Most men. Number 3, when a man stares into your eyes, he thinks you are the most beautiful thing in the world. Number 2, men don't like asking for help. Not all men. And number 1, last but not least, when a man is quiet, he's listening to you. Surprising truth about men, ladies and gentlemen. I love this one, folks. At my funeral, take the bouquet off my casket and throw it in the crowd to see who's next. I like that. You do that at weddings when the bride throws the thing behind her. Whoever grabs the bouquet is the next one to get married. If I go, that's it. I'm gonna have my wife, whoever's there, grab the put a flourish thing there, and then throw it behind her head, and whoever grabs it is the next one to die. This sounds a little crazy, but hey, what the hell? Why not? Make it interesting. Make it fun. Speaking of relationships, most relationships don't die from natural causes. They are killed by selfishness, neglect, lack of consideration, lies, and secrets. That about hits, I think, everything on the point there. I do agree that. Understand, we'll hold off on that. I know how it will end. This is pretty funny. As you get older, with technology now, with kids always on their iPhones or iPads. Anyway, a lot of adults do it too. But this is funny. This is an older gentleman, or it could be an older lady, saying, I know how my life will end. One of my grandkids will unplug my life support to charge their phone. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I think that's funny. But I do have a warm sense of humor. Excuse me. Let's see. We're going to hold off on that one too. We got some more good stories, trying to spread them out. This one definitely affects me. Robert General, how you doing? Yada, yada, L blowers, flowers up their ass. There you go. Great, Tony. Thanks for having my White Sox on the wall. This is my son's old room. A lot of this will be removed, and you'll see Yankees on the wall, and you'll see other good stuff on the wall. This was my son's room. Tony moved. He's got his new home with Ange, his new wife, and they're going to have a new baby in February. So this is the new studio. This is a new man cave that we are translating. But me with my ass sticking out of the ground so my kids have a place to park their bike when they come to visit. Boy, that's a good one too, brother. That's Tony. Tony is my son, loves the Sox. Joey, our son, loves the Cubs. There you go. Robert, we will see you tonight at Taylor Street. All right. Couple more minutes. We got Wendy Thompson. I love this, folks. The day they handed out patience, I left because it was taking too long. The day they handed out patience, I left early because it was taking too long. Oh, is that a classic? That is a classic. You got to love some of the stuff that you guys send to me. CNN, garbage. MSNBC, garbage. Lost 40% of its viewers compared to last year. Fake news, woke news is dying. Bye-bye. Fox has announced that Jimmy Johnson is now going to retire. Now, he's been doing it for a while, folks. When Fox News, I think it's him, Terry Bradshaw, Michael Strahan, Howie Long. I like them, but he's going to step down. He's retiring. And you know who's taking his place? Former New England Patriot Rob Gronkowski will be taking Jimmy Johnson's place on Sunday Night Football. I don't know. Him and Terry Bradshaw, we'll have to see what happens with that. We're gonna save some of these topics because I like bouncing it off certain people. I like this quote. Good point. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Laugh uncomfortably. And never regret anything that makes you smile. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith said that. Good way to live, I have to think. Makes a lot of sense. I'll tell you what makes a lot of sense, too. If you love groceries and you're in the Elgin area, or if you want to love groceries in general, you go to Armando's Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Buy local, shop local. That's Armando's Supermarkets. Ask for Danny Mazzi. Tell him Tony O sent you. We got the weather coming up right now, folks. The JRC Ace Hardware Minute. And it's the weather for today, for Friday, August 15th. Are you ready right now? It's 85 degrees. It's hot. It's humid out there, folks. The humidity is 78 degrees. 3-mile-an-hour winds. There's no rain in the forecast today. It's going to be hot. So tonight at the Taylor Street Fest, or if you're at the Air and Water Show, which ends at 3 o'clock, come on out to Taylor Street downtown, Ronald Nestie's Taylor Street Fest, and do it right. That's the weather brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Minute, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from JRC Ace Hardware. Gotta love them. Wendy Thomas will be joining us in about a couple minutes, folks, talking about Imperialux becoming your own bank. And, of course, what she's got going on with her Britney Spears tribute and, of course, her tribute to Marilyn Monroe, our show that we're doing together with me, Tony Ocean, and friends at the Taste of Melrose Park on Friday, August 29th. So we're excited about that. How about this, folks? Celebrities with gambling addictions and debts. No shit. Wow. This is interesting. These are celebrities. Let me see. Let's see what they have here. Artie Lane, comic. I think, wasn't he with Howard Stern or whatever he was? Lost everything to gambling and drugs. Floyd Mayweather or Moneyweather. Bet millions on sporting events. Wins and losses, millions, banned. Yeah. Joe Rogan, that is, by the way. Banned from casinos for debts. Dana White is in the black book, like Joe Pesci was. Like, hey, Henry. Allen Iverson, former basketball player, sued by victims. This is how they went broke. Tobey Maguire, Hollywood poker prince. Gladys Knight from the Pips admitted to $40,000 a night Baccarat habit. Wow. Charles Barkley admitting to losing over $10 million. The worst of all, Michael Jordan. And I think because of his gambling, not only did he that, but I think he lost his father because of his gambling debts and not paying his gambling debts. I think they took revenge on him. I do believe, my opinion only, that he just happened to be, just those two kids just happened to find his dad out in the car. Sounds a little fishy. Michael Jordan reportedly lost over $1 million in a single day. $1 million in a single day. And last but not least, Ben Affleck, high-stakes poker card counting banned. Oh, you bad boy celebrities. Crazy as it is. Let's see. I mean, like I said, when you watch this show, you're going to get a little everything tonight, Rose. Yeah, you got to love it. Never date a man addicted to gambling. Well, that could be anything. It could be like never date a man who drank, or how about a woman who's got a gambling spending problem. Or it could be, everybody's got a little bit of a vice. David, don't you agree with me on Michael Jordan? That's what I believe. Just my opinion. Don't mean much, but you never know. You're absolutely right. This is from the Leading Report on Twitter or Max or X, as they call it now. Breaking news: President Trump has ended 7 wars, according to the White House. 7 wars. And some of the stuff I can't even pronounce, so bear with me here. Azerbaijan and Armenia, Cambodia and Thailand, Israel and Iran, Rwanda and DR Congo, India and Pakistan, Egypt and Ethiopia. I did pretty good there. Siberia and Kosovo. Thank you, President Trump. Like him or not, we're not going to go there. But that was interesting. I didn't realize he did all that. So that, that's, when you think about it, that's pretty cool. If any war can stop, it's a good thing. That's all I was saying. About the last story here, folks. Multiple people injured in New York City's Times Square after a gunman opened fires. 17-year-old suspect arrested. A 17-year-old kid, ladies and gentlemen. 2 teenagers and a 65-year-old man among those injured following a shooting in New York City's Times Square. This went back to the hours of Saturday, August 9th. A 17-year-old kid suspected and arrested. Mike, we just talked about Michael Jordan. Would you say he was one of the greatest NBA players of all time, basketball players of all time? Michael Jordan proposes banning the LGBTQ flag in sports and in the U.S. school system, banning them completely. This is your leader. This is your Michael Jordan can do no wrong. Come on, America. You guys were all nuts when this guy was I couldn't stand him because I'm a New York Knicker. Love my Knickerbockers. Michael Jordan can do no wrongs. This is what Michael Jordan is saying. Remove the LGBTQ flags from all sports arenas and all U.S. school systems. Is what it is. That is Michael Jordan, folks. All right, let's bring up our guest. She's been on the show a few times, and she's going to be on twice a month now, of course, with her company called Imperialux. And let me tell you something a little bit about Imperialux before we bring Wendy up. Also, she's an entertainer in her own right, folks. She does Britney Spears. She does Marilyn Monroe. A lot of lookalikes. She does Eliza Minnelli lookalike. She's going to be part of our big show coming up August 29th at the Taste of Melrose Park, playing Marilyn Monroe. Next to me, playing Dean Martin, and Bill Saratella playing Frank Sinatra. That's going to be a lot of fun. And she's also going to be joining us on the Chicago Music Cruise. But her main thing is Imperialux Wealth Agency. Imperialux. That's right. Imagine putting your money to work for you, becoming your own bank, and making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Coughlin will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure a legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. That's Imperialux, 630-890-1213. And from Imperialux, our good friend Wendy Thomas will be joining us. Here he is. Let's see. Boom, boom. There she is. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Danny,
how are you
how
doing, my friend? What's going on in the world of Imperialux? Anything new? Anything exciting? What do you got to talk about today?
Well, a couple of things before I get into that. The Fisher's House golf outing. Just want to remind everybody that is actually this coming Monday. And in the chat, I put the link for that. And if you want to actually participate in person, I'm actually going to be speaking this next Thursday at the ETC co-working space in Elgin, and that's going to be from 6 to 8.
That's the 21st of August, correct?
Yeah, 21st of August.
And what time is that?
6 to 8. 6 to 8
And when people get on that, what are they going to be hearing?
Well, it's in person, so it's in person only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
In person only.
That's
and
good.
it's going to be conversations around not only becoming your own bank, but also what it means as far as business owners, or why you should be a business owner even in retirement, and helping out with those types of things. It's going to be some interesting concepts. Also, my mentor in business actually just released a book called Keep the Keys, and so there's going to be some concepts from that as well, and I'll talk a little bit more about that today as far as the subject. I know we wanted to pick different subjects, and here we are. Time flies, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I've lately, we always hearing people talking about the government, tariffs, and this, that, and the other, right? But there's bits and pieces of whisperings about retirement, and and one of the things that I heard, I actually was on a summit. I'm always a student of not only of the business, but of business and of different things that are going on. And one of the things that from the seminar that I was on that they talked about was, could you imagine in retirement, you think about, I want to go travel and go shopping and go eat at some restaurants and so on and so forth. But if your sole retirement is going to be based on Social Security, you're going to be working more on surviving than actually enjoying, right? And I always say that, none of us get off this planet alive anyway, right? So what are you really trying to survive?
No. Yeah.
and so,
right.
And of course, you want to be able to enjoy time with your friends. I came from a completely different industry, 80 to 90 hours a week. I was in the wine and spirits industry, no holidays for 20 years. When I finally had, left that industry, I had my first Christmas, and I was calling people and I was saying, hey, what are we going to do? Let's go and do something. Oh, we're so busy for the holidays. Let's get together afterwards. And I always thought, okay, we could get together for the holidays, right?
Yeah.
So I think about that. You think about holidays. I think about retirement. I just got back from a trip to Vegas, and I was there for convention, which was absolutely amazing and always informative and such. And Coach K was there, and had said some really significant things when it came to retirement. He's 78 years old. He was on the stage, or shall I say 78 years young, because he had more energy than some of these younger generations that I will not speak of. Don't want anybody to get upset now.
No, well, why not? They're upset already. But you make a lot of sense. But Wendy, that's something that you just said about that, and just not to interrupt you on that, but when it comes to, I mean, why is it that when people think that they retire, that some people just take it to the point where they stop living, technically?
Yes.
I mean, if you move, I'm not going to say. First of all, I want to say hello to my good friend Bob Bailey. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? I just want to say, what do you tell people? I mean, I hear stories. I'm retiring. I'm going to take my boat. I'm going to Florida. First of all, it's very expensive to live in Florida, and that's all they end up doing. They do nothing else. They sleep or whatever. They can't. Whatever they do, they're at bed and early. I don't know. Is that the way? Who am I to speak on how people can do with their lives? But I don't even know if the people are still living long enough to enjoy life once they retire.
Well, they said, so some of the statistics that and I keep hearing different versions or different perspectives. They say that in retirement, if you don't put like at least $400,000 aside for your health care, you're going to be really, you're going to be put in a broom closet, basically, and that's, who thought about that when they were budgeting, who thought about that when, you're thinking about, oh, okay, I'm going to work all these years and then I'm going to enjoy myself. And to your point, a lot of people are either, like I said, getting back to the whole surviving thing, they're sleeping a lot. They might not be, they might be watching TV, sitting too much, not really being active, not getting out and about. Personally, I'm loving experiences. We've gotten to a certain point in our life where, we really don't need stuff, when you're getting closer to retirement or in retirement. Yeah. You're more looking for experiences. Like my aunt and uncle just got back from a cruise to Alaska. One thing to have the money to be able to go, but also, are you truly going to be able to enjoy it because your health is, an issue, right? And so you just never know when things are going to happen. I mean, it's just as simple as 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, my dad tripped in the driveway, just picking up some leaves and whatnot. And he was taking the garbage cans back up to the door. He ended up breaking his nose. Not only did he break his nose, he broke his elbow, he punctured his hand, he hurt his other arm, and he's 80. And so this was going to be the first day that my mom was actually, after a year, because of a grand mal seizure that happened a year ago, this pattern. Right. And I say that to share that because, it wasn't like he lost his conscience. He's not shaky. He's still in very good shape. He's a helicopter pilot from Vietnam. He's one tough cookie. He, lived through all that, and for that to happen and so on and so forth. And it's the ripple effect. It's not just the person it happens to. I mean, he was a great trooper about the whole thing. And, it's just, yeah.
Well, Wendy, what do you think about this? If you were 50 years old and that happened to you, you would still be out for a couple of weeks with pain. So do you imagine if you're 80 now, it's got to double the time of healing. Yeah. So think about that. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And the ripple effect isn't just because he's, a veteran, and then they have to go through all the red tape of, okay, well, we're going to the local hospital, this, that, and the other. My point in sharing that is that the ripple effect is not only for him, but for my mom. Now she might be a little bit more anxious of not wanting to leave the house, or he might not want her, and then there's, here I am, getting ready to leave to go out of town for business and also pleasure too. And then do I go? Do I go? Do I stay? And so, the things that I really want to impress upon everybody that is on, and listening today, stop procrastinating. I'm just going to say it right outright. I'm just going to be direct. Stop freaking procrastinating. Let's have a conversation. Even if you have an advisor, even if you feel that you have everything buttoned up. And my parents have 2 advisors, plus they have me. And, we have everything in alignment. However, you never know if there's a piece there that you might be missing. And when do you want to know? Do you want to find out when you are getting rushed to the emergency room? Do you want to clean up after the mess? I kind of like you, I have a silly sense of humor. I had said to my mom when I came back and helped clean up, I said, Mom, if we ever get bored of anything, we can always start another business cleaning up CSI scenes, because that's literally what it was. And having a sense of humor about it.
Right. You have to be.
While being,
and
you have
Wendy,
to.
another thing that you're absolutely right. Everybody's this Social Security thing, and now I'm hearing more and more and more that it's getting smaller and smaller and small. Will there be in 10 years? I don't know. Hopefully it's there in 10 years, 20 years. Do the new kids,
Right.
they're going to not even know what it is.
Well, and that goes to this acronym that I'm just going to plug this in. This is the book that just Matt had just kicked off, and it actually is the #1 seller. He's not a realtor. He's not a mortgage. He's actually my mentor in business in the insurance and annuities. But this is right now #1 seller on Amazon, and it just get kicked off last week. But he mentioned about clarity, the word clarity. So there's an acronym for it, and so the C stands for control. So to your point, yes, I mean, want to be able to have Social Security. People have been paying into it, so people are definitely like,
Sure.
well, that's mine.
Right.
Where's it going, right? Well, is it really
Mm-hmm.
yours? You don't have control over it. So how would you like to have control? The L for clarity is liquidity. How much access do you have to funds, or is all of your money or retirement wrapped up in your mortgage and so on and so forth? Access cost. Is there a cost for you to access your money? People aren't taking that into consideration. People are worried about taxes. They're worried about inflation. They're worried about health costs. Well, guess what? Is there a cost for you to get your own money? R for rate of return. Are you getting a rate of return? Are you, is there guarantees with what you have? What's your insurance benefits? And, there's an example in his book, and it talks about a police officer. He ended up not passing away on the job, and they thought that they had insurance. The insurance only paid for if he died on the job. So there's that. I mean, and it's just crazy. There's many, many, many more examples of that. T for tax advantage. How much taxes are you going to have to be? Nobody's really planning for that. So there's a plan that we'll talk about. And then last but not least, the Y is for yield safety. In the event of something happening to you, what are you leaving? Are you leaving a headache and a migraine behind for your family, or are you actually leaving a legacy? And so, I really impress upon people. I do have a free gift for those who book, and it doesn't cost you anything to sit down with me, and there's no strings attached. There's no purchase necessary, but I highly, highly recommend it. And Tony, you're so caring with not only all of your fans, but all the people that you, and then you having, what I like to call the bro fest last week. I mean, getting people together and stuff like that. I just want to impress upon the fact that Tony wouldn't have me on the show if he didn't. We've had several conversations about this, and it's time now to take care of yourself. And this is only for people that care about for their loved ones as well.
It's very important, folks. It's that simple. I mean, it's just pick up a phone. It takes nothing. That's 630-890-1213. Call for Wendy or Craig, and they can help you out becoming your own bank. And there's more to it than that. Like, it's very simple. Another thing is perfect example. When I had this bro pool party, whatever it was, and when people were talking, I think there was like 3 or 4 deals that were made just in those 3-4 hours. Do you know how many deals are made? Big deals are made just when people golf. They talk about stuff while they're golfing. So pick up the phone and call. It's important. Or book them on Canley. Like I said, it's just give Wendy a call. And let's find out what Imperialux Wealth Agency is about. But it's more than just becoming your own bank. It's more looking, like I said, if you might have your own people that are taking care of your funds. So what's wrong with you listening to another person? Oh, wait a minute. My guy didn't tell me that. Oh, really? Well, there you go. Everybody doesn't have one company is not the way that's going to give you every answer you need. It's like when you go buy a car, a lot of times you go to 2 or 4 different spots before you pick up that car. This is the exact same thing. So it's that simple. Give Wendy a call at 630-890-1213 in Imperialux. Tell them Tony O sent you, and it is 101. It's time for us to go. But also, Wendy will be joining us. She's going to be on twice a month. So, and we'll be talking about different parts of Imperialux and how it can help you in your future and you and your family, which is important. But also, she's also an entertainer. Besides doing Britney Spears, she does great Marilyn Monroe, and she'll be joining us on the 29th of August at the Taste of Melrose Park. So you can watch Wendy do her stuff, and she's very good at what she does. Wendy, you and Craig, thank you so much. You guys have an incredible weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Okay, I love when people go out and try to do something with their business and then try to help other people do stuff with their business. It's so important, folks. It's just a minute of your time. Text her, call her, 630-890-1213 in Imperialux. That's Wendy Thompson. It's good. They know their stuff. Folks, we got to go, but before we go, don't forget tonight, Taylor Street Italian Fest, the biggest Italian fest in the city of Chicago. It's going to happen tonight. It started last night, but tonight, Tony Ocean in the main event band, Tony Toto, Danny Raimondi, Regina Karma, Daryl Armistad, Jerry Jams, Lisa P., all on one stage. 8:30 to 10 o'clock. It is the main stage tonight, Taylor Street Italian Fest. Tomorrow we'll be in Green Lake, Wisconsin. That is a private event. But next Thursday, Tony Ocean, Lisa P., and Jerry Jams are returning to Positano's in Oak Brook. And don't forget, next Saturday, we return to Mars in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Right on the lake, baby. Woo! It's a 4 o'clock hit. Jerry Jams and Double T, Tony Toto. It's going to be fun. Mars on August 23rd. I'm excited. Birthdays for Friday, August 15th. Alexa Bliss, for all you wrestling fans, only 34 years old. Robert Shaw from Jaws celebrating a birthday. One of my favorite actors, Sam Elliott, great Western star, 81 years old. Connie Stevens, 87 years old. Dustin Hoffman, 88 years old. Cherise Terjan, I can't even spell her name right. South African actress, fantastic. Melanie Griffith is 68. Antonio Banderas is 65. I don't know. I think they were married at one time. If they're still not married, I don't know. Alan Parsons, British singer, 76 years old. Josh Gates, love Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown. You got to love it. Very cool. Anthony Rizzo from your Chicago Cubs, Anthony Rizzo. Donnie Most played Potsy on Happy Days. No, Ralph. He played Ralph Malph on Happy Days, celebrating a birthday. Buddy, if you're listening, I'm sorry about your cousin who passed away. So my prayers go out to Buddy and his family on that. The Smithsonian, 179 years old. And my good friend Lisa P., celebrating a birthday. Lisa, we will see you tonight, my dear friend, at Taylor Street Italian Fest. Guys, we got to go, but remember one thing, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Guys, 25% off pool toys, including inflatables, diving toys, while supplies last. 75% of all remaining decorative garden stakes while supplies last. And don't forget to download the Ace app. All new Ace app downloads receive a $10 coupon just for downloading the app. It's that simple, folks. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Guys, we got to go. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. Be kind to one another out there. It's a crazy world. If you're offended about this show or any other show you watch, just because you're offended, doesn't make you right. Remember that. Be kind to people's other feelings. Try to get along in life. Life is too damn short. Enjoy life. Ringo Starr says peace and love. We got to go, folks. Have an incredible weekend. We'll be back live on Monday, live from St. Germain, Wisconsin. Have a great weekend. Peace and love. Goodbye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. See you tonight. Taylor Street, Italian Fest, 8:30, main stage. Bye-bye, everybody.